There are really three main principles to managing for better soil health. Disturb your soil as little as possible, keep as diversity of living plants in the ground as often as possible, keep your soil covered and protected as often as possible. This bed is actually a great example of keeping soil covered and protected all the time. In the morning, this bed was cabbage plants, and we harvested the cabbage for our CSA, and by late morning we came back through and cut out all the above ground biomass that went to the compost pile to get composted. We left the entire root structure intact, and then we came back through and put down a light ½ inch of compost on top of what used to be the cabbage bed, and then we transplanted in our tomatoes with a side dressing of lettuces. The biggest keys to remember if you're trying to grow your own food at your house is don't just plant the plants and walk away and forget about them. That's why I really like to have people do front yard gardens, because you walk through your front yard many times a day. So you're always going to see the weed that needs to be pulled. You'll always see the tomato that needs to be harvested. You'll see those kale plants. And be intensive about it. Don't just harvest the kale and then forget about it for a month. Harvest that kale, and when the plant's all done bearing kale for you, or the cauliflower head's been harvested and the plant's done, cut that plant out, put down a little bit of compost, and transplant your next crop on the same day or same week. The longer you wait after harvest, the more those weeds will come in and take over your bed. And then when you pull the weeds, you're pulling out all the weed roots and all the topsoil those weed roots are holding onto, and you're just losing topsoil when you weed. So you really want to keep those vegetable plants going constantly, and they will be the ones to feed your soil through exudates and keep your soil covered and protected so your soil stays moist and beautiful. And it's just an absolutely critical part to stay on it and keep those vegetable plants going. Don't just walk away. That's why I love front yard gardens.